Consider it a different way to raise awareness by raising a glass. Food rescue organization Second Harvest has created a beer that's made from bread that would otherwise go to waste. Take a look.
So we thought, what are two things that millennials care about more than anything? Craft beer and saving the world, right? So we thought, what if we could put those two together?
Second Harvest has been working on rescuing and distributing food for about 33 years. And we've been working with Bob's Your Uncle, our creative agency, who gives us a ton of pro bono work. And they came up with a concept to get the message out of Bin a Slice beer. So how do we repurpose bread? Because the reality is there is a lot of surplus bread, and we don't actually have community agencies to give it to because there is so much of it. Still has the same impact on the environment, which is incredibly negative. So how do we get that message out in a fun, exciting way? And Bob's Your Uncle said, well, let's make beer.
It's sort of, when you start looking hard enough, suddenly all the dots come together. So bread, the #1 most wasted food product in the world. Beer, one of the most loved products. Turns out you can make beer from bread, and nobody's doing it. Although it actually goes back to the origin of beer, because there's some people that argue that the very, very first beer was made from bread, and yet no one's doing it. So we soon discovered out why, because it's incredibly difficult.
I mean, imagine putting bread in water and then mixing it up. It basically turns into a gravy. Viscosity is a very, very important thing in the brew house. It's brewed with an ale yeast, but it's kind of a lager style beer. So a little lighter in hops. The color is more indicative to an ale. We did a half batch to make sure that it worked. Because if it didn't work, then I didn't want to have a full tank to dump. So we did it, we liked it, and then again, we're producing the second half of it today. And they may not come out at the same time, but they'll get us at 500 cases. That's kind of the goal of what we want to do for this brand for this first run.
That's a novel idea. We'd support that, right? Call it beer, bread from beer. Bin a Slice. I love the name, though. Very
I don't know
clever.
if you want to try that at home, but
No.
let the professionals do that, right?
Yes, ma'am.